Well, hello everybody. I hope you are all well today. Today is Thursday, June 19th, 2026, and it has been 13 years since my husband Dave passed away. So today, you will see in my thumbnail that I have some pictures of us in the beginning of our relationship. We had a pre honeymoon. We went to Florida and you remember all those timeshares back then? He loved going to timeshares, and I hated them because, he would lead these people along, letting them think that we were going to buy their condo or something. And then in the end, he didn't. And then we got the prizes. It was terrible. So that was in Florida. And then this was the day we got married. So that's that. And we got married on October 6th, 1985 in Tampa, Florida. So yeah. And so I know you're not going to be able to read that obituary. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read it to you. And the majority of you know our story. The majority of you know that we got married, and then 26 years ago, a teenager who didn't want her baby came to us, and we agreed to raise her. After 10 months, she changed her mind, and she took her. So, but the fact of the matter is, she was born with our last name, with her consent. Dave took responsibility for her as her father, and we had her for 10 months, and then they took her. So, she is mentioned in the obituary because she was our daughter for 10 months, and she had our last name for like 4 years. It took them 5 years to change that girl's name because she was ready to go to school. Can you imagine? Anyway, here we go. So, Dave Darcy, born December 20th, 1944, passed away on June 19th, 2013, from complications of pneumonia. He is survived by his wife, Gloria, and his daughter, Elizabeth. He was an excellent writer, having penned several novels, and was a frequent contributor to letters to the editor in the Mountain Press and the Murfreesboro Daily News Journal. We lived in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. He was a collector of knives, guns, and memorabilia of his idol, John Wayne. Having a master's in wildlife management, Dave's main love and interest was in bald eagles. He and Gloria followed the hatching and birth of the famous Kroger eagles. And they were very famous in Tennessee because it was, yeah, I'll get into that. So his proudest moment was learning from his Mensa exam that he was in the top 2% of the Mensa population. His intellect, wit, and humor will be missed greatly. He will be remembered most for his never-ending love and devotion to Gloria and Elizabeth. So, there. Yeah, so that was his obituary, and he loved eagles. And then, of course, when we got together, he introduced me, 'cause, I mean, I kind of knew about eagles, but I didn't. And so, when we moved to Sevierville, oh my gosh, it was like a dream come true. Not only because Dollywood was there, and I was actually working at Dollywood, all these beautiful eagles were everywhere in the sky. It was so beautiful. And I called them my babies because I just loved seeing them fly around. Dollywood wasn't far away, and they had the Eagle Foundation, and it's just beautiful. And then the Kroger Eagles, all right, they were on, what is it, Winfield Parkway, I think it was called. And there was a nest in a huge tree in a field, almost right next to Kroger, but it was kind of far away. And he had a great camera, which I have now, where you can really zoom in. And zoom in I did. I got some great photos. If I can ever figure out how to do a video again. I used to be able to do it on the laptop, but they took away that program. And so now I'm not really sure how to do videos anymore because I could have put, you know, a video of all the pictures I took. But I didn't even know that the eagles had babies. So one day I came home and I put the SIM card in the computer, and voila, there were 2 babies in the nest. I was just, we couldn't see that from far away, that they were new babies. So that was so cool. And then in late April, we had a really, really bad thunderstorm with winds and everything. And the 2 babies fell out of the tree. Unfortunately, one of them, they tried to treat one of them, but he passed away. And then the other little eagle made it. And I believe they called him Winfield because he was on Winfield Dunn Parkway. So that was our eagle story. And I tell you, I miss them so much. I don't see any eagles here in Vermont, which is kind of odd to me because we have so much water around here. But anyway, that's the story of the eagles. You know about Elizabeth. I've told that enough times. And yeah, he was top 2% of the Mensa Society. And I hate to say it, but he kind of became arrogant after that. Because, oh, I know everything, and it was like, it was rough, I've never felt so, demeaned and below everybody, well, I know everything, he just had that. He always had that kind of attitude because he was very smart, obviously. He's smart about everything. He knows everything. So, hey, that's good for me, though, because I learned a lot. I lived in a sheltered house when I was growing up. I wasn't allowed to have friends. I wasn't allowed to have boyfriends. I didn't go out with anybody. I didn't do any of the normal kid stuff or teenage stuff at all. It was just me in the house, in my room, isolated, because at the time my family was not very nice to me. They were very judgmental. They always made me feel bad. They didn't care about my emotional health. Although I love them. They did the best they could, but it was hard on me. And so once I met Dave, it was like, wow. He said, "Girl, don't you ever say no?" I said, "No, I've never been allowed to say no, ever. I do what I'm told to do, and that's it." That's how I was brought up. So he helped me come out of my shell. I became a person for once, and now I'm strong, and I'm even stronger after that, after he passed away, because now it's just me, There's nobody here to, judge me or tell me what to do. Not that he did it all the time, but you know how it is, And I was in charge of everything because he was disabled. He had a very bad back. So I was in charge of everything. Cats, dogs, home, cleaning the house, doing the groceries, and I worked 40 hours a week. So yeah, that was hard. So finally, when I got out here, I was all by myself. And yeah, it took a lot of adjustment, but I'm in a good place now. I'm a strong person. I say what I want to say, and if I don't want to be friends with somebody, I don't, and they get blocked and blah, blah, blah. Now I'm just strong. So, and I love to sing. He really, really supported my singing a lot. So, all right, guys, that's enough for me. I hope you all have a great rest of the day. Take care. Bye.